Here we are, and it is Monday evening, so it must be time for ACIM Talks with Reverend Jim. And we have our experienced A Course in Miracles students here as we take another look at all things related to A Course in Miracles. So, as you know, we look at other things beside the Course, but always from a frame of mind of seeing the Course in Miracles principles in other things, like the Bhagavad Gita we've talked about. We talked about the 12-step program and done a comparison of the Course to the 12-step program. And as you know, right now we're in this book study comparing unity and A Course in Miracles. But along the way, we're also taking a look at the Course itself and looking at some selected sections for a deeper inquiry and just kind of getting this cross current from experienced students on these sections. So I'm happy to announce tonight we're finally starting the next. There he is. How about that? All right. Let Ron in and then we'll continue. Hopefully he's able to get in. Let's see. Where is he? It says joining. Technology. Well, I'll tell you what, I think we'll keep going and see what happens with Ron. He'll probably be here soon. But I was just saying, God, it's been maybe almost 2 years it's taken us, but we are moving through that group of 5 chapters that we feel the oracle, the Holy Spirit, told us to read that night almost 2 years ago when we made the inquiry. And so tonight we're starting the 4th chapter that Spirit led us to make sure we study. And it's chapter 23 called The War Against Yourself. So that's where we are tonight with chapter 23. I think you're going to enjoy it. On your agenda, it said we were supposed to do the introduction and section 1 called the irreconcilable beliefs. Why don't you go ahead and turn there if you haven't already? It's page 485. Okay, looks like Ron left. Maybe he'll try it again. And quite frankly, I'm not sure we'll get to anything but the introduction at the pace we really go. But I think you're going to really get something out of it because chapter 23 to me is going to start out by talking about the power of innocence. And I think you'll find it quite valuable. Any comments or questions from you all about anything before we start and get into that? Okay. And just a reminder, if you can stick around for a few minutes after for our family discussion period. And again, just an opportunity, if you wish, to hang out with me for a few extra minutes, and for some casual conversation. I'll put it that way. Are you all there on that introduction to chapter 23?
Yes.
Then let's do readers. Sherilyn White is 1, Laverne is 2, Kathleen 3, Joan is 4, and when Ron comes back in, we'll have him be reader 5. So let's get into this. I think you'll find it worthwhile. And so, Sherilyn, go ahead and start for us, would you?
Okay, this is an introduction to the war against yourself.
Yes.
Do you not see the opposite of frailty and weakness is sinlessness? Innocence is strength, and nothing else is strong. The sinless cannot fear, for sin of any kind is weakness. The show of strength attack would use to cover frailty. The show of strength attack would use to cover frailty conceals it not. For how can the unreal be hidden? No one is strong who has an enemy, and no one can attack unless he thinks he has. Belief in enemies is therefore the belief in weakness, and what is weak is not the will of God. Being opposed to it, it is God's enemy, and God is feared as an opposing will.
Yeah. Let's do one more and then we can talk.
Okay.
We're up to Laverne.
How strange indeed becomes the war against yourself. You will believe that everything you use for sin can hurt you and become your enemy. And you will fight against it and try to weaken it because of this. And you will think that you succeeded and attack again. It is as certain you will fear what you attack as it is sure that you will love what you perceive as sinless. He walks in peace who travels sinlessly. Along the way, love shows him, for love walks with him there, protecting him from fear, and he will see only the sinless who cannot attack.
Okay, thank you. Do you agree with these 2 paragraphs? Hi, Linda. I can't hear you, but good to see you. Oh, I hope you can help this guy out here. Sounds like you're muted here. Is your volume up on your...
Gotta unmute herself.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, yeah.
Hello, can you hear us? Oh no, now they're freezing up. Well, hopefully they can hear us, or, Ron's been having some trouble lately, right? Getting into our sessions and that.
Occasionally.
Anyhow, this first thing he's saying, did you already know that? Like,
Well,
let's, as usual, just do paragraph 1. Laverne, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, yeah, because I got it all marked up in circles. So this is about the 5th time reading it, I suppose. So,
okay. So somebody share what you think he's talking about. What's the statement being made in paragraph 1?
Well, it's saying that the opposite of frailty and weakness is sinlessness.
And
innocence is strength, and nothing else is strong. Kind of backwards sounding, but yeah.
That's my point. Could that be true? I'm just keeping
Well,
it real, right? Trying
let's
to.
see.
Well,
The sinless cannot fear, for sin of any kind is weakness.
What's sin?
Well, I always use the unity definition, error thought.
mhm.
Not error thought, your thinking is not aligned with spirit thoughts or God thoughts.
So I heard the word error.
Error thoughts,
Yeah.
wrong thinking.
Yeah, wayward thinking.
Sin is an error in thinking, to
Mm-hmm.
be more descriptive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just sticking with the generic term without any descriptors, sin is an error or a mistake.
Therefore,
So, what's the opposite of an error or a mistake?
sinlessness.
Well,
And
what comes to my
Yes.
mind is Christ consciousness.
Yeah.
okay, and certainly that helps us into our discussion. But let's make sure we're going into it with some fundamental understanding that sin or even is an error or a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And the opposite of it then would be
correction.
correct
Correction.
or
Mm-hmm.
error free
Free.
or
Mhm.
errorless or perfection.
Sinlessness.
Or innocence, as he says.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what does it mean to be innocent to you?
What you just said, free from error thoughts. That's what it means to be innocent to me.
Okay.
To be non-judgment, to be free from all those thoughts that are not of love.
Is that perfect?
If you only have love thoughts, I would say yes.
All right. I'm just trying to get some framework. Okay. We're going to talk about how love thoughts help you to remain in your right mind, that you are error free. It means that you cannot be attacked.
Right.
And that's what don't you see how radical that is, what they're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Especially if you're functioning through ego's thought system.
innocence
Mhm.
is strength and nothing else is strong. Did you highlight that?
Sure did.
Now, not only is he saying that innocence is powerful, isn't he saying nothing else is? Yeah. Innocence is strength, and that's the only kind of strength there really is.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just me? I mean, if you disagree, am I
No,
misinterpreting this?
no, it makes sense to me.
It just,
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense. It's just like defenselessness, you know.
All right. Sentence 4. The show of strength attack would use to cover frailty conceals it not. Why do you attack ever?
To fear,
Judgment is attack.
Yeah.
judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, all of those things attack. There are many ways to attack, right? How about if I use the word grievance? Have you ever heard that word in the Course in Miracles?
Oh, yes.
Yes, many times.
Well, what's a grievance?
Holding something against someone or something.
Is a grievance an attack?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Does that mean I can't have a grievance about anything at all?
Or you shouldn't.
Probably.
If you have a grievance, you're not seeing its innocence.
Right.
Thank you, Laverne. Joan, any
It-
comments from you?
Not really.
You following us okay?
I'm following, yes.
I just,
Laverne, I actually missed what you said. The last thing that you said, I didn't hear it. Laverne,
Laverne, can you hear Sherilyn?
Yes. What did you say, Cheryl? I'm
the
sorry.
last point that you made, I didn't hear it all.
Oh, I said
completely.
if you have a grievance, then it's not innocent. You're not. It's an attack against innocence.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So if everything is fine, how could something be wrong? I'm just
Well,
trying.
if everything is fine,
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see, the reason I don't want to describe these basic words too much is because you hold up two things that don't go together and never could, but we still uphold them as though they both could be true. Like there's good and there's evil, right? There's light and there's dark. So do you see right away you're thrown into conflict when you entertain two truths?
No,
Okay.
two truths.
Yeah, good and evil. Both are true, right?
Wrong.
Well, not if you follow the philosophy of sinlessness.
Exactly.
And that's where even talking about this now puts my whole body in the state of fear, because this is a good the chapter here is a war against yourself. That's exactly where I am right now. And I'm in conflict with myself, and I'm in the process of changing it. But I realize how strong my ego is. And I'm constantly, when you're trying to flip the picture, it's like being in a war with yourself, because you're constantly looking and going, oh yeah, that's what it is, but it's not what it is, you know? So yeah, this is a good place to be, but it's really like, I could go into sheer unadulterated panic right now.
And the reason is that you can't. Here, man, I'm in a good mood this morning. I'm feeling strong. And then you start out your door like to go to work, and you be aware of all the perils that might befall you just simply on the way to work.
Can you guys hear me?
I
Yeah.
can. Welcome, Ron. Good to. I'm glad you got here. We were hoping that you would.
So
Ron, we are on page 485 in A Course in Miracles in the text.
yes, I have to go get my book.
Okay. And so take your time doing that, and we'll get you up to date as you're ready. And we're in this introduction to the war with yourself. Can you imagine any humans that aren't going through upholding two truths, like good and evil, like
Only
better
Jesus.
and worse,
Yeah.
like good and bad?
Mhm.
Fingers in there.
My reality consists of good and bad. The mistake is not the bad. The mistake is in your sin. What did you say Unity said sin is?
Error thoughts.
Yeah, we were thinking.
Mhm.
Now, I know the whole world teaches the opposite, but the Course does this all the time. Even our fundamental truths are not true. They cannot stand. If you would ever bring good and bad together, this book says only one will prevail. The reason they appear to have both have power is we keep them apart, never owning up to the fact these both can't be true. And we'll have a whole world built on that. I know what you're saying. Well, what if the soldiers come and kill me? That's the other sin. They can't kill you.
Yeah.
Just your container. And your container simply wasn't built to live forever anyway, was it?
No.
Too deep? Because that's
No.
where we're.
No.
No.
We're
That's
just in the first paragraph, right?
and for me, that's the one saving grace is I know beyond this earth plane, I will I'm more than just this, and that I will go on. So whatever happens here doesn't have any influence except I'm here. So I have to, I'm in the process of trying to, I don't know what I'm doing. That's the whole thing. I probably should just sit down and say, okay, Spirit, lead me, because right now I don't have a clue.
So let me ask this question. So with the war against yourself, I'm thinking for me, the war against myself, I'm trying to um, change something. I'm trying to fight rather than just let it be or go with the flow. I'm trying to make something happen or change something. Um, is that what we would consider one thing of being a war against yourself?
It's an
Trying to
awareness.
Yeah.
trying to make something happen rather than to
Allowing it.
allowing it and letting go. And
Why would anyone want to make something else happen? Because they don't like the way it is now.
Right. And yeah, because you're perceiving it to be wrong.
Right?
yep.
Yep. And it's like it's almost like you're saying to yourself, well, I have to be better. Well, I don't have to be better. I only have to be.
Right.
And
Exactly.
it's like
Yes.
settling into that being is when all the fear and everything, my voice comes up, well, how can I be? Because there's this, there's that, there's this. And it's like, well, breathe, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, that's for millennia not what we were taught. We were taught if you don't like something, go out and change it. But remember what the Course and many spiritualities say at their core is that the out is an outpicturing of your thinking. You say, well, how can that be? And I think we're going to get into the psychological truth.
Yeah.
Out there is an outpicturing of our error thinking.
Exactly.
If we would stop thinking in error thoughts, we would find ourselves without error. Error-prone thinking produces an error-prone world. So what would error-free thinking produce?
Peaceful.
Divine right action world.
All right, so this is the introduction, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we're going to talk what the problem is and what the solutions are. Still in paragraph 1, it says, did I read? No, sentence 5, it says, no one is strong who has an enemy. Do you agree?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
What
Definitely.
produces enemies?
Functioning out of fear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what,
Let's say
yeah.
everything's in the 2 buckets the Course describes: love and fear.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason you would have an adversary is it's something you're afraid of. And so you react to that fear. Here it says, and no one can attack unless he thinks he has an enemy. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be just a message from your subconscious that you're not even conscious of, that you're getting a feeling that's coming from somewhere that you don't even know where it's coming from.
And thank you, Kathleen, and our whole world teaches us really to be afraid of everything. Wouldn't you say it's based on fear?
Yes.
Yes,
Definitely.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And what if lesson 48, there is nothing to fear?
Well, it's all really unreal.
It's
right.
error thinking.
Right.
And it wouldn't be so bad, except that thoughts are the most powerful things there are. They produce things. Lesson 16, I have no neutral thoughts. So when the world teaches us to be afraid, what does that produce? Fearful thoughts. And what will that produce?
Attack thoughts.
Fearful world. One that I always have to be on the alert for attack and make sure I'm ready to attack back. And so here's this cycle that's produced, not stopping to realize that the thing that's producing the cycle is pointless. Because in truth, there is nothing to fear because I'm error free. Is that another word for sinless?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So in your innocence, which is the truth, where are your enemies? They're not your enemies. They're just other brothers and sisters that still believe in fear, that have been completely surrounded and indoctrinated by fear thoughts. They're always on the alert for attack from others and prepared to attack back. The whole thing is ludicrous. But do you see how they could be reacting that way given their training? So how can you help them? By playing their game? Or by teaching them it's a pointless game because it denies truth? Ron, you got your book.
Yes, I do.
All right, and great to hear you. Our thanks to your lovely wife there. We are on page 485 in the text, The War Against Yourself.
I'm there.
All right, and we read 2 paragraphs. So why don't we move into a discussion of paragraph 2? Well, let me just get started as I usually do. Paragraph 2, sentence 4. It is as certain you will fear what you attack as it is sure that you will love what you perceive as sinless or error-free. What if you love something, is that okay or not okay?
Wonderful.
It's okay.
It's okay. It depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I love them. So now you're going to let them in, right? But do you see how attack comes from a different bucket? It is one of the outcomes of fear. But the Course says there's nothing to fear. And Hildegard says on Tuesdays, there is only love. That's why there's nothing to fear. Do you see why innocence is the only power? Because it simply acknowledges sinlessness, perfection, error-free, no mistakes. Everything is fine. Kathleen, you talked about your reasoning when you get conflicted, and you said the thing that saves you basically is your understanding that thankfully I'm not here. Is that a good summary?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm functioning here because I'm here, but it doesn't really mean anything. But what happens is I'm doing stuff that brings me closer to being peaceful. You know, it's like in this world, level 2, I'm doing the work to release the thinking that I'm doing because I can't just not think it because that I'm just not in that place.
Well, the reason I wanted to backtrack with you, and we've kind of had little discussions about this before, is let me just say it. I'm not really here, so why do I seem to be here? Because being here means nothing? And I say, yes, it does.
Well, you're here to learn a lesson.
Ah!
That's what all this is it's
Okay,
learning.
but a lesson may not be nothing, because lessons make me better. I learn reality. I learn about myself. I grow. I develop. I mature through lessons.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not here, but I appear to be, the next question is, why did that phenomenon happen? And the course teaches that it's part of your growth, development, and maturation. Let me teach you some things so that you acquire the wisdom commensurate with your innate power.
I just consider it a big playground.
Okay.
It's a playground.
We've had, and I called it play therapy, which adds just not meaningless, mindless play, but teaching through playful interactions, through actions that are simulated. Like you learn through a textbook. What if there was a mechanism like is coming with the metaverse and all of these technologies? What if I could suspend you in a dream state to have you learn these difficult lessons of the pros and cons of your childlike thinking? I need you to develop your mind. It's the most powerful thing there is. But power is not enough. It has to be tempered with wisdom. You can be as powerful as you want in the wrong direction, and it won't serve you. Your individual powers cannot bust the main power, which is the creators. It's the fail-safe. You're fine. Do whatever you want to do within my creation, but you can't bust it up. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right.
So my question would be, why do I need to learn anything if it's all a dream and an illusion?
Oh boy. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just say that for me to endow you with knowledge still cannot override your ability to use it wisely, because you have free will. All right. It's a latent power that we are given. We can operate within it. Well, how do you do that? How do you operate within it? That's up to you. That's the freedom. That's the glory. That's the beauty. And your activities of your individual expressions only add to the beauty of creation, because creation is ever evolving and getting better and improving through the participation of its expressions. Do whatever you like. There's only one fail-safe. What is it? There's only one restriction to your power.
Don't hurt anybody else is what comes to mind for me.
Well, go even deeper. Let's make it personal against God. Let's make it personal against the Creator. There's only one restriction to your powers.
Yeah, you can't usurp his power.
Yeah.
Did you hear what she said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Be
does.
thankful you cannot. If I left it up to you, you would annihilate yourself. Because you haven't developed a mature mind. You still have this childlike mind. As above, so below. How about your kids? They're as powerful as you are, but they have untrained minds. They have the same potential for maturing, right? But they have to do that at their own rates. Because they're free, they have the choice of what to think and see it manifest. It's just that fortunately, the fail-safe is anything you think that is not in alignment with the Creator, that goes against the Creator's thinking, is meaningless. When will you learn that, prodigal son? You see? How are we doing? Yeah, this is just the introduction. We're about to spend the evening. Let's do paragraph 3, and that's Kathleen. And then Joan will be 4, and Ron is 5, if you're reading, Ron. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Kathleen, you ready?
Yep.
Thank you.
Walk you in glory with your head held high and fear no evil. The innocent are safe because they share their innocence. Nothing they see is harmful, for their awareness of the truth releases everything from the illusion of harmfulness. And what seemed harmful now stands shining in their innocence, released from sin and fear, and happily returned to love. They share the strength of love because they looked on innocence, and every error disappeared because they saw it not. Who looks for glory finds it where it is. Where could it be put but in the innocent?
And let's do 4. You with me, Joni?
Okay. Let not the little interferers pull you to littleness. There can be no attraction of guilt in innocence. Think what a happy world you walk with truth beside you. Do not give up this world of freedom for a little sigh of seeming sin, nor for a tiny stirring of guilt's attraction. Would you, for all these meaningless distractions, lay heaven aside? Your destiny and purpose are far beyond them, in the clean place where littleness does not exist. Your purpose is at variance with littleness of any kind, and so it is at variance with sin.
All right. Thank you very much, Joan. And thank you too, Kathleen.
You're welcome.
Your comments on 3 or 4. If I want a happy life, I'm going to have to stop attacking things.
So come from the place of innocence, and then you won't attack anything. Is that
Yes,
correct?
correct.
Yeah, because attack comes from guilt, and guilt comes from fear.
Fear.
If you would be honest, the only thing you would ever attack is something that in some way you feel attacks you, hits a sore spot, a vulnerable spot, pushes a button in you, like the push of the wrong button, and everything I am will be destroyed. You get on my nerves. You push my buttons. That's ludicrous if you have no buttons to be pushed. You have buttons because you think you do. There's something wrong. I don't carry the purity of innocence. So you get into this attack game.
Right.
There are all kinds of attacks, right? From something as innocuous as what we would call a grievance. Ooh, I don't like that color. Help me out. What y'all think? Isn't this 180 degrees that innocence is strength? Remember that lesson we did? It says miracles are seen in light.
Right.
And light is stronger and something like, I'm sorry, I'm losing it. But I just want you to see what a radical departure it is. And if I'm committed to the Holy Spirit, I'm going to have to give up attack.
Right. I have to feel, well, yeah, I was going to say, I have to feel safe. You know, I'll attack if I don't feel safe for whatever reason.
You'll attack if
Or
you're
just-
afraid.
Right. So I was going to say that goes back to fear. You know, you don't feel safe, you're fearful of something.
And again, this is
Mhm.
the introduction only, but I want you to see what the line of discussion is going to be about here. Let's continue. Okay. Did we make it to Ron? We're at Ron now, aren't we?
Jim, what if someone attacks you?
You become defenseless.
All right. Well,
I like that.
what will alleviate the situation when someone attacks you is, why did they attack me? Why?
Ask the question why.
Well, okay, now give me the answer. Why would someone appear to attack me?
Because they're afraid.
Forget appear, why would someone attack me? What's their motivation?
It goes back to perception again. And what we perceive, we're perceiving that someone is attacking us, because we've already been taught in this course that nothing can attack you but your thoughts. So you must be misperceiving. You have a
Go ahead, dear. Sorry.
misperception. So it's their fear. There's something that makes them feel unsafe. So you have to
All right, now
try
you're
to,
connecting.
yeah,
See, there's your part in this, but let's also talk about the other parties, the one that attacked you. Why did they attack me? Let's just say that it happened. But what's their motivation for attacking me?
Fear.
yeah,
They're afraid.
That
exactly.
is the motivation for all attack. It's not that they're bad people, they are fearful
Fearful.
people in one way or another. Emotionally, physically, you don't know. But it's
Right,
not because they're bad people. They're suffering from the same issue you suffered from or are still suffering from. But at least we're looking for a way out now, right?
right.
So
We
now, what is your response given that motivation? Are you now hating them?
know. We
I'm
know
trying not to.
we know it's a call for love
Mhm.
because we're feeling separated. Something
So
is
now
separating us.
you have a response instead of a reaction, right, Laverne? You don't
Mm-hmm,
talk about
mm-hmm,
that. You
mm-hmm.
don't have to do the old knee jerk reaction. You attack me, I'm going to attack you back. Now you're able to, well, dang, this deserves compassion more than attack.
Exactly.
Now you're exposed to a whole different set of responses.
I
They'll
mean,
be just
mhm,
as effective or more so than an
right.
attack.
And it goes back to that defenselessness is my strength. So if I'm
Yes.
being attacked, I don't have to defend. There's nothing to defend. And so I can kind of connect the innocence, and therefore that person is innocent, and so I don't need to defend. My defenselessness is my strength, and just try to find out what for
How can
them.
I help becomes your
Right,
response.
right.
Okay, maybe I can help by not attacking you back, just
Exactly,
walking away.
exactly.
Or maybe I can say, yeah, I kind of see what you mean. Thank you. Wow. Have you ever done that? I see what you mean. Thank you. I don't know. I'm just saying there's a whole slew of responses. Joan, when someone attacks you, the Holy Spirit, if you'll pause, will give you appropriate response that is not fear based. Helpful or no?
Mhm.
Helpful or no?
Okay.
Okay, is
Yes,
that
very
Joni
helpful. Thank
talking?
you.
All right. She's moving kind of slow, but that, hey, I respect that, Joan. But again,
Yeah.
do you see how radical this is to everything we're taught?
To me, it goes back again to what does that person need? I mean, what is that
Yeah.
person seeking? Why is that person attacking me? What do they need? What are they seeking? Then it goes back to the when you go deeper, 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 that call for love.
And all of that can happen in a moment if you
Mm-hmm.
would just hold on the knee jerk response. If you can gain that discipline and watch some other options come into your mind.
And also, for every action, there's a reaction, but it's also learning that not to take in their reaction as a threat to you and let them own their reaction. Because that's
Exactly.
that's
Or
when the
not.
knee jerk comes in.
Yes,
Exactly.
because if I see it as a threat to me now, I'm playing from the same sin game they are.
Hmm.
we're there. This is a relatively short chapter. It's only got 4 sections. The major section in terms of length is section Roman 2, the laws of chaos.
Mm.
And at the end, there's a section called above the battleground.
Mm.
Y'all heard that one before?
Mm.
Above the
Mhm.
battleground.
Mm.
And what it talks about is how we got to stop playing the sin game, because playing that game hurts everybody in the game. Let's read, is it chapter 6? And see if we can start wrapping up tonight.
We're on number 5, and it's my
Yeah.
turn.
Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't get to read. My bad. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Ron. Thank you.
Let us not let littleness lead God's Son into temptation. His glory is beyond it, measureless and timeless as eternity. Do not let him intrude upon your sight of him. Leave him not frightened and alone in his temptation, but help him rise above it and perceive the light of which he is a part. Your innocence will light the way to his, and so yours protected and kept in your awareness. For who can know his glory and perceive the little and the weak above him? Who can walk trembling in a fearful world and realize that heaven's glory shines on him?
Thanks, Ron. Who's him in sentence 3? Do you see it? Do not let time intrude upon your sight of him. Who's him?
Must be talking. Well,
The person that you're,
Another person?
Okay, your brother.
yeah, right.
Do not let time intrude upon your sight of your brother. Leave your brother not frightened and alone in his temptation. Remember the little interferers, right? Leading the Son of God into temptation. But help your brother rise above these temptations and perceive the light of which he is a part. Your innocence will light the way to your brothers. And so is yours protected, right, at the same time and kept in your awareness. So once again, a comment. Did I hear a comment?
No, I was just going to say, no weapon formed against me can prosper. That's all I was thinking when you read that.
Yeah. And don't you see how we're just picking up on things? You've heard a lot of these things before. But enough of us, and here's the thing, even if you accept it, you won't see a real change on the outpicturing because it's still being counterbalanced by the preponderance of thinking against it. Yet, the only way to make this truth shine forth is by sharing it and impacting others. It keeps it active in your mind as well as helping them find salvation too. Isn't that better than smacking them?
Absolutely.
Right. Cheryl, do paragraph 6 and do this last paragraph for us.
Okay.
And we'll wrap things up.
All right. Nothing around you but is part of you. Look on it lovingly and see the light of heaven in it. so will you come to understand all that is given you. In kind forgiveness will the world sparkle and shine, and everything you once thought sinful now will be interpreted as part of heaven. How beautiful it is to walk clean and redeemed and happy through a world of bitter need of the redemption that your innocence bestows upon it. What can you value more than this? For here is your salvation and your freedom, and it must be complete if you would recognize it.
What about the last sentence?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. If I'm thinking about if I react to being attacked, then it's a reflection of what's going on in me in order for me to react. So if I recognize and don't try to attack back, and I recognize what it is, a call for love, whatever it is, then it must be complete if you would recognize it. Well, here is salvation and your freedom.
Try it all the time. Try it as a whole new lifestyle. Live it and see if it works. In this world, you would think it would be impossible. And yet, there are a lot of people that live from this. I'm thinking about Buddhism and all my Buddhist and Zen Buddhist friends. And they're still alive. I think about the Dalai Lama. They're still alive. You mean you can live like this? Yeah, it's just that we don't see or hear about it that often, or we put them into little monk cubby holes, or they're not like the rest of us. They're really spiritual and masters. But there's millions of them that live like this. But what is millions compared to billions? We don't have critical mass yet. You with me? For this type of thinking to replace error thinking. What's error thinking? I'm going backwards. Starts with an S.
Sinlessness.
No, error thinking is sin.
Sin.
Right, sin. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Not less.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you excited to get into the war against yourself and see how the Course lovingly challenges everything you believe?
And
Comments, final comments, or anything tonight?
I have what I would consider a very good friend. I'm not living with this person. It's not my wife, who we have said over and over again that we love each other, and I believe we do. And she has hurt me very deeply. So I have to figure out how to handle that, and it's partly my problem. It's not all her. I'm seeing that it's at least in part my problem how I'm reacting to it. So it gives me this is like perfect for me. For going over.
Come at the right time, huh?
Yes, couldn't be better.
Other comments to what Ron was saying, or any? I thought I heard someone. No.
Well, hopefully our discussion or parts of it would would help you in some way to deal with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think
agree.
Ron's acknowledging that as well.
Mhm,
Ron,
mhm.
I would just add big picture now, not to take away the hurt of the moment or the confusion. Big picture, what is the lesson in this?
Mm.
I don't know tonight, but I'm just giving you a way to consider. And sometimes rising above it for the big picture
Mhm.
gives you enough peace so that reason
Mhm.
can come into your
Mhm.
thoughts about it. All right.
Right.
So let us know if we can do anything else here. As a matter of fact, our family discussion period, I'm going to stop recording and give us a minute, just a minute or two to talk. So if you can hang around, I'd sure appreciate it. Anything else before we close on the public conversation tonight? All right. I'm going to hit stop recording. Bye.